Welcome to Women's Million Dollar Conversations with Alice Tang, where we share stories from successful businesswomen who have saved, earned, or sold over $1 million and discuss how they built their success and insights to help you achieve your goals. Now, let's join the conversation.
Everyone, we are very happy to have Kristy Comstock today with us. She is a very wonderful, to me, young friend. She is coming to join us on Women's Million Dollar Conversation. So welcome, Kristy.
Thank you so much, Alice. My name is Kristy Comstock, and I've been in consumer products, wholesale, resale, distribution for the last 20 years.
Welcome. So the first question I have for you is an easy question. We are here to talk about money. What's the value of money for you, Kristy? Would you tell us, and also tell us why?
Thank you, Alice. The value of money to me is in freedom and security. The freedom to be able to make the choices I would like to make, to give back to my community, to the world, and to myself.
Wow. So you're thinking about your family, yourself, and also beyond that, ripple out to the community.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Yeah. That's wonderful. Before we push the record button, we talk about which area you would like to go regarding your $1 million. So we concluded that is the $1 million revenue when you brought that in 20 years ago when you first began your career. So we're curious and want to know more about that. Would you share?
Sure, absolutely. So I worked in a major department store when I was going to college, and I was going to college locally, double majored in business marketing and psychology. And at that time I was a salesperson, and I worked for a couple amazing mentors, and I was able to watch how to be a great manager and areas to improve. So after I graduated from college, I thought the next best thing would be to get into management. And I realized at that point that I was a good salesperson, but I was a better manager because I was able to have diverse teams come in. And as I grew in the progression of the company, I was able to make my $1 million and hit some marks for the first time ever and win several awards in the company as a manager.
Wow. May we ask or get to know about what age was that?
Yeah, I was about 28.
Oh my goodness. That's such a great milestone. Good job, Kristy. Thank you for sharing with our audience. So we want to go deep a little bit with you. How does it make you feel when you get to that million? Of course, it's the first milestone of many.
It's funny. I've run several marathons and climbed many mountains. And once you get to the top, it's just so grueling. And then you say, okay, what do I want to do next? How do I make it better, faster, more profitable the next time? So it wasn't that I was satisfied with that first million. I wanted to keep on doing more.
The first $1 million actually has given you motivation to open up what else is possible. Mm-hmm. What are the dreams beyond this now that I'm here?
Exactly. Yes.
Is sky the limit? So it looks like sky is not the limit, knowing a little bit about my good friend Kristy here. She's going to continue to share. In your last 20 years, I'm sure that there is a lot of success that you have made in your journey to today. What is the one biggest bias that you have faced and you have overcome?
I think it's the personal bias of not being enough. And I grappled with that a lot and wanting things faster than they were coming. So I wondered what was wrong with me. How can I do more? How can I be more? How can I push? And in the last 10 years or so, I realized that many people, especially women, are dealing with this. So taking a step back and being like, I can just do the best that I can in every moment. And that is enough.
Well, so I am enough is the discovery that you had that light bulb of aha moment about 10 years ago. Let's go a little bit deeper, with the phrase, I am enough. What is possible when you feel that I'm enough?
So feelings will come up that I will be nervous or afraid, and then I take a step back to say, what is this feeling? And then I realize it's that old trigger of I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not being enough. So to step back and to realize, oh, this is what it is, and simply keep on going forward and doing the best that I can with what I know at the moment and the resources that I have.
So being aware of that emotion and know that it may be a familiar territory in the past that you have come out of, and then be able to recognize it and say, okay, look, I can do this. I've made a decision. I'm enough. I'm just going to trip forward.
I recently uncovered some boxes at my dad's that had all of these old resumes and all of these diaries. And I saw myself writing down all these things and being so nervous and afraid of the future. And I'm sitting here looking at my younger self. I'm like, look, you're fine. You're going to be okay. And you are enough. And that just carries through into later life for me.
What I've gotten goosebumps just now when you said is tell your younger self that you are enough.
Yes. Yeah.
So pretend to be older self when we felt that we are scary or fearful.
Yes.
Let's say I'm in 2033, I'm looking back here 11 years ago. Alice, you're enough.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. And you'll fumble through it and you'll learn and you'll grow and then you'll do it again.
Beautiful. What is the number one piece of advice that you will give to another woman who's looking at you and say, I can relate to Kristy. I want to be her and I want to be enough.
Yeah, relax and know that it will come. I have a little she shed yoga studio, and literally in it, I have this little plaque that says relax and just relax. It will come in its own time. Some things come faster, some things come slower, and some things don't come at all, and that's okay. It's all about the journey, and have fun and just relax.
It's funny that I was assigned to go through the Confucius quotes. There were many. And one of the quotes is like, it's about the journey, not about the destination.
Yes.
So because all the experience that we have is not at the destination, it's going to the destination.
Correct. Yes, I agree with you. And it takes a long time for many people, especially myself, to realize that's true. Because once you're at the destination, it's what's next? What are we going to do next?
That's right. That's right. Just like when you hit your first million, you know, it opened up many opportunities. What am I going to do?
Yeah. And it's also funny, as I progress in my career, it's easier to actually manage bigger accounts with more millions than it was those little tiny less than $1 million teams.
Very funny. All right. Additional question. How do you process and get to a big decision, especially when the stakes are very high?
I walk away and run or clean my house or do the dishes. Just walk away and relax.
Well, you know what? Our common friend, you and my friend Nina Bird,
Yes.
and yes, you need to take a shower.
I think about her when I'm running sometimes and in her shower and writing things.
So whatever we can do to quiet our mind, to take the mind as far away as the spinning.
Yes, absolutely. It's so true. And it does spin, and yoga doesn't help me. It's really literally walking. And that's probably why I do so many physical activities, is getting away from the desk. I love my desk. I will sit here for hours and hours, but I've got to get away to have perspective on life.
Get away to have perspective of life. Well, when you want to quit, think about a situation when you say, you know what? Oh, this is too hard. Everything is against me. I'm against the current. What makes you keep going?
Yes, thank you. That is a deep question. So if it's a little obstacle, sometimes just sleeping on it, and then, okay, I've got more energy the next day, or maybe I didn't feel good one day. But what really gets me, and we see this a lot in folks leaving the workforce, especially women, if everybody leaves, then we won't have great leaders left. So I need to stay because I want to inspire other young leaders. And I have been inspired by so many leaders, much like you, to stay and do the best I can and the work that I want to do while I'm here on this earth.
You're amazing. And actually, one of our guests, also Jenna is her first name. She said, every time when I want to quit, I understand my small business is not my 20 plus employees. Because one day she counted all the contractors she gave business to is 200 families.
Yeah.
She said, I can't quit. I can't quit. If I quit, all of these people need to find new resource of income. That kept her going. It's really aligned with what you just said. You need to demonstrate leadership by staying there. So if everybody quits, there's no leadership.
Yeah. I want to help other people as best I can. And definitely the impact of financially too. That's a huge part.
If there is one thing you can do differently, taking yourself back to 20 years ago to your young self, what will be that one thing you want to do differently?
The relaxing and knowing it's going to be okay, for sure. More relaxing.
More relaxed. Okay. In your last 20 years of successful career professional journey, what is one piece of very bad advice or very good advice you said, I'll always remember this?
Is to do your best. My mom gave me the 4 agreements in 1999, and she also had it signed by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's been a top seller for many years. And one of the 4 agreements is to do your best. And if I would know that back then, my best 20 years ago is different than my best now, and my best now is going to be different than my 20 years forward. So doing your best. Yeah.
Do your best. I happen to have that book and I remember all the 4 agreements. I just need to confess, a lot of times I think even I have tried my best and did my best, I second guess myself, I haven't done the best. That's one of the craziness about going back to what you just said. I'm enough.
Yeah.
So is that a little less trust about the fact that I've given it all?
Yeah, that is true. We second guess ourselves all the time, and it's so ridiculous. I'll get off this interview and I'll think, gosh, I could have said this or I could have done that. And this is the best. I'm giving you the best I have in this moment, and I'm hoping that folks will enjoy our conversation, but my best will be different tomorrow.
Exactly. I'll remember that. That's a very good education moment from my Kristy good friend. The last question I would like to close this conversation with is, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my network of women. I've had some challenges, just like all of us, these last couple of years, and it was so great to reach out when I just wanted to talk about something and have a group of strong women to just listen and give some input, and not even, it didn't have to be long, just like very quick conversations. So having, just like with you, just a nice conversation on the phone to reset and to go forward, that's huge. And sometimes we lose contact with our friends, especially if we're really busy in work and life and sports and all these things. But knowing that our network is here when we need it is so powerful.
The best relationship is the relationship when we haven't met each other for an extensive time, let's say a couple of years or maybe beyond, when we finally come together. Oh, wow, you and I had high energy. I know what we would do. We'll hug and yell, and everybody know these 2 crazy women are doing something here. But then you just pick up from there.
Yeah.
Just like yesterday, there's no time lapsed.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is so beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. Your experience and your knowledge is invaluable to our audience. Thank you, Kristy, for granting us the time.
Thank you, Alice. It was a joy to be here. I appreciate you and your team.
Thank you so much.